It's been a while. I went live with StreamYard. So,
Okay.
all right, we are live. Hello, everybody. It's amazing to come your way again today. So, and as you can see, I'm excited because I did not come alone. I'm here with a friend, and I so much look forward to this discussion today
Mm.
because I believe somebody needs it. I believe there is somebody out there, this particular moment, you feel stuck this season. You feel like there's no hope. You're so much depleted of hope that you feel there's no tomorrow, right? You are in a position where you feel, I know God has a lot for me. I know God has a purpose for me, but I just can't see it because of what has happened, because of what I've experienced, and things like that. So, as you join us, please let us know where you're joining us from. From us here, I say, from me here from Florida, I say good afternoon to you. Good evening. I think Jala Grace, you're in the UK,
Yes.
of course.
Good evening. Yes.
So she takes care of that portion. Good evening to you. And from anywhere else you're joining us from, we say good day to you. So please let us know where you're joining us from, and we'd love to shout you out and greet you specifically to your time zone. So, as you can see in the description, of this announcement, this session today, we are going to be talking about that one thing that has been holding you back,
Mm,
robbing you of your great destiny.
mm,
And of course, we're not here just to talk about it and let it be. We are here to share with you how you can then move forward because
mm.
you have a great destiny ahead of you. All right, before I get too excited and get into the topic and then fire off, I want to introduce my guest here. I'll have her introduce herself, to you. So I welcome Jola Grace to my platform
Yeah, thank
today.
you so much. It's such an honor and a great opportunity every time I have to be able to just share with
Awesome.
people. Because there's one thing I believe that even though they say what you don't know can hurt you, I normally say that what a lot of us don't know is what is hurting us.
What is hurting? Yes.
Even the good
Mm.
book says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." So every opportunity
Wow.
I have personally to learn, to get knowledge, I'm there because there's
Mm.
always something. All you know is not all there is to know. So there is always
Absolutely.
one or two things that you can pick up. Every time there's an opportunity to learn. So it's
Mm.
really nice to be here and to be able to share with us. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Awesome. All right, thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about your background? I know I see you. You're a acclaimed soul doctor. What is that about?
Well, I'm the soul doctor, so let me start from there. My name is Jella Grace Emmanuel. I'm passionate about the health and the healing of the soul. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm also a certified life coach and also a certified neuro linguistic programming therapist and an EFT emotional matrix reimprinting therapist. I'm also a
Wow.
certified counselor. And I actually of the school of thought that believe that no, I know that man is a tripartite being. You have a spirit, you have a
Mhm.
soul, you have a body. But I'm of the school of thought that believe that your soul is the most important part of your being.
Hmm.
And I'm a person of faith, and everything I do, I always try to back it up with, the Word of God. And the particular part of the Bible that actually made me believe in this, and as much as I've seen it in practically in my work, working with people and everything, is
Right.
John 3:2 that says, "I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul
It's a soul
prospers." And
prospers.
that what tells me is that the prosperity of our soul is the foundation for the prosperity of every other area of our life. So when the soul is
Hmm.
prosperous, every other area of our life will prosper. And a lot of times we neglect our soul. We don't take care of our soul. We take care of our spirit. We take care of our bodies. But the soul is
Mm,
the center. The soul is like the engine, that keeps us alive, that keeps us here and help us to function. So
mm,
I'm passionate about that, and I coach people one-on-one. I do group coaching. I do master classes. I help people recover from trauma. I help people recover from heartbreak, from
mm.
pain. I just focus on their wounds, on the wound
Right.
of their soul. So everything that has
Mm,
to do with the soul, I'm passionate about, and I always, always, always want people to take care of themselves. And that's one thing I tell all my friends. They say, oh, they'll be like,
mm.
oh, they say they hear my voice in their head when they are not resting and taking care of themselves.
Wow.
Yeah,
Excellent. That is amazing. And just you can see, you can tell people I'm here with resources for you to be able to reach out. If you're there, I feel like Paul here, where he had a vision and somebody says from Macedonia, come save us in Macedonia. If you're here today, you're reaching out. You feel like I just need something to get me out of this rut. Here you are. You
mm.
have, by the grace of God, God had made this possible. So
Yeah.
do not
And
pass it
I
up.
don't even think that the red is a coincidence.
Can you
Maybe I should
imagine
actually
that?
tell you that I actually put something on before, and then I was
Oh,
getting myself, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. I'm just gonna change. And I'm like, okay,
actually almost changed the name thing to red, but I'm like, yeah, I'll go with my branding color,
oh,
but you can see God, there is a
absolutely,
divine orchestration here.
absolutely, I
So
believe.
what we're trying to establish here is do not stay stuck.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm,
Help is here.
mm,
Help is available. So let's get into it because we're going to be done here in like 15, 20 minutes. So
mm,
we just want to, look at why is it that people find it hard to move on after they've experienced some possibly some traumatic situation, maybe in their childhood or in marriage or maybe even at workplace and things like that. Why
mm,
is it that it is hard for them to go past that pain, to go past that hurt and reach for the greater good, you
mm,
know, that is ahead of them? From your
mm.
experience, Jola Grace, can you tell us what is going on there?
Wow, thank you so much for that. I think what a lot of us are comfortable with what we know, the familiar, and
Mm,
our past is what we know, is where we've been, is what we've been used to. We've lived there for so long.
right.
And even though we know that that past has not served us, it hasn't done us any good, we
Mm,
just tell ourselves, I'd rather stay with the uh how did they say, with
with
the
the
devil that I
familiar.
know than
Mm,
the danger that I don't know. You rather stay there and just be stuck in our past. And the reason why a lot of people are, stuck in their past is because they can't see. They are blind,
mm,
physically blind. I mean, they are blind in their mind. They
wow.
are only able to see as far as what they've been through and what has happened to them. And somewhere in
Mm,
their mind, they've told themselves this story over and over and over again, that this is all that I can be.
there is.
There is nothing more to me. I can't be better than this. That
Mm,
this that has happened to me in my past is what is going to shape the rest of my life. And let me
wow.
just tell you, that is a big lie. That is a story that you've been telling yourself. But if you critically sit down and analyze and criticize that story, is that story,
Mm,
what are the evidences? So before, like they will say, if someone is arrested, they will say, I'm arresting you on the suspicion of XYZ.
right.
And they say in the court of law that the person is innocent until proven guilty.
Mhm.
So when those stories come about your past and it's telling you this is all you're going to be because you've been abused in the past, nobody's going to love you again. You're not going to be able to attain everything. You wasted time. You had a bad upbringing, or you made this mistake, or you did that. And you just say, okay, yes, that's true. No, don't just accept it is true, because a suspect is innocent until proven guilty.
Proven
So
guilty, correct.
criticize, bring that story, tell that story to come and say, okay, what are the evidences that supports what you're telling me? So sometimes short-sightedness in our mind is what makes us to just want to stay with the familiar, with what we know, even when it's painful. We just want to stay there rather than make an effort to just launch out and know that I can't stay here. There is more.
All right. So that blindedness now, one thing that I picked from what you just said right now is the pain is just too overwhelming to them. It's clouded their sight. They are not
Mm,
able to see,
mm,
what is ahead of them.
mm. A
That
lot of times I normally tell people that people don't understand the impact, the importance of your soul. The wound of the soul is so hard to heal, the wound of your soul. And sometimes in a lifetime, you might never actually heal if you don't seek for healing. I know people that, I've been in conversation with on one-on-one coaching, and they will say, I can't do this because somebody did something to me 37 years ago. And I'm like, are you serious?
wow.
But that thing, because it's in their soul, the wound is deep in the soul.
Mm.
A lot of us just don't know how to go past it.
Past.
That is all we know, and there is nothing else that we know. See, I normally when I'm coaching people and they're trying to come out of a particular habit, and they say, okay, I'm going to stop doing this, and then they tell themselves I'm going to stop doing this, and then they come back and say, yeah, but I was said I was going to stop it. I tried to stop it, but I said no, you can't just stop doing something. There has to be something that replaces it. So rather
Right.
than thinking yourself that you want to stop something, why don't you create a new habit? Let
Right.
that new habit overcome that bad habit that you're trying to get rid of. Then it will work. So there can't be a void. Something must replace something.
The
So
other.
people don't understand that it is deep, which is why at times it's better for you to rather make sure you don't get into that situation than get into it and try to come out of it, because it might be much more difficult than you think it will be.
Than coming out of it. Wow, wow, wow. All right. So one of the things that I've seen, is with people generally is playing victim. Like it's because of laying blame and not taking responsibility for their own progress, for their own future, for their own present even. And in that, because they're not accepting accepting responsibility is different from, blaming yourself for what happened. I'm not saying you caused what happened. What I'm saying is being able to get up that day and say, the buck stops with me. I am the one that decides. And from this day forward, here is my decision.
Mm,
So
mm,
instead of getting stuck in the experience of the past is gone. And
mm,
that is where that scripture that you posted on your IG page today, that is
mm.
where it came alive. That was what I had in mind, to post too, kind of to
Wow.
share right now. And then when I saw your post, I'm like, oh, okay, okay, okay. There's something in the atmosphere today that God really wants to address. So that
Mm,
is in the mouth of true witnesses right
mm,
there, at least. I'm sure there are other people, that would have caught on that. So for this audience today, yours and mine, there is somebody here that needs to hear this. Philippians 3:13 tells us, he says, brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it. I'm still, it's not like he's there yet, but this is one thing he does. He forgets what is behind and
mm,
strains forward toward what is ahead. I love the way the Passion Bible puts it. He says, I don't depend on my own strength to accomplish this. However, I do have one compelling focus. I
focus.
forget all of the past as I fasten my heart. Jola Grace mentioned earlier that people are not They left you, they left a vacuum. They are like, okay, they don't want to feel this way, they don't want to experience that pain anymore, but they don't push themselves into what now do they want to experience. This
Mm.
Bible verse is saying, my heart is not vacuum. I'm leaving the past behind, but I'm pushing forward to the future. So my heart, I have expectations, I have hope, I have faith, and that is what I am drawing close to. So
Can you hear me? Okay. If you can hear us at home, can you please put it in the chat box if you can hear us? Because I think Omomi is frozen. Or is it
yeah,
from?
yeah,
Okay.
it's on my end.
Is your
It's on my end. Thank you. Yeah,
okay?
I that's why I don't like using my laptop. It just fluctuates on the network,
Okay.
but it's still the best thing that I have right now. So
Yes.
when you posted that scripture this morning, what was the message that the Holy Spirit is, tugging your heart with? I wanted to have that opportunity to share it with the people now.
I think a lot of us don't realize how much our past holds us back, and we
Mm,
all past. And even though there's one thing I say as someone that's studied the way the human mind works, because I'm
mm,
so intrigued about the way we behave, about the way human beings behave, and I'm still in that journey of learning about why people do the things they do.
they do.
Yeah. So a lot of times we don't we the things that we do, it is, oh, how do I say it so that I don't sound, so our actions, everything we
Right,
do is like cause and effect.
right.
Okay. So there's always consequences for the things that we do. Even though I believe so much that our feelings are valid. In fact, I fight people this when somebody's
Mm,
feeling somehow, they'll be like, why should you be feeling like that? You shouldn't feel like that. I'm like, nope,
mm,
I don't tell people how to feel.
right.
Everybody's feeling is valid. Okay, so
Mm-hmm,
if I hurt my leg, if I hit my leg on the stone and I'm like, ouch, that hurts, and you're like, what do you mean it hurts? Why should it hurt you?
mm-hmm,
It's hurting me. It is my pain. I want to feel my pain.
right.
However, when our past, the things that happened in our past, is probably because we made a mistake. We made a
Mm,
choice that we shouldn't have made, and then the thing didn't go well, and the situation, the event is tagged failure. So you had a failed business, you had a failed marriage, you had a failed exam, you had a failed career, whatever it is,
mm,
it's probably as a result of some of the choices that we made. And the
right,
truth is, if we don't rise above our past, if we don't tell ourselves that, yeah, I've made that mistake, it's time for me to move forward, you're going to be stagnated in life.
right.
You're going to be stuck in a rut. You're not going to be able to move forward and build new relationship and have new ideas to do new things. And
Mm,
guess what? You are going to repeat the mistake that you made in the past, because every time we do something and we sort of didn't get the results we're supposed to get, rather than tell yourself, I failed, tell yourself, this is a learning curve. I
a
mean, it's
learning
okay. So
opportunity.
ask
Mm-hmm,
myself, what have I learned from this experience? So if you don't learn from your
mm,
past, you're going to
mm.
repeat the mistakes of your past, and then you're going to keep going around and
In
round.
the cycle. Hmm.
There's another thing that sticking with our past does to us. It makes us live a life of guilt. You're guilt stricken. And if you
Hmm.
ever, at any point in your life, allowed guilt to overwhelm you, you know that you actually feel heavy.
Right.
You might be a size 10, you will just feel so heavy because guilt is heavy, and guilt
Hmm.
weigh you down. So if you don't move past your past, if you don't forget your past, you're going to be feeling guilty, feeling heavy. You're going to be sad. You're not going to be happy. Your joy has been stolen away.
Wow.
You don't know what your purpose is. You'll not be able to fulfill and chase your purpose, and your
Hmm.
life will just be a big mess because you have refused to move your past your past.
Right.
Now, Paul says there's this one thing I do. He said, I don't consider myself to have made it. I don't consider myself to have arrived. Like I'm
All right. Yeah.
a whole four. What are you talking about? I've been to this school, I've been to that school, I've done this, I've done
Mm,
that.
mm,
He said, in fact, I've made so many mistakes in my life. And we
mm.
all know. We all
Right.
know. I mean, the mistakes are documented.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he says this one thing I do. Imagine if Paul didn't rise above his past.
Right.
Think of the things he did. How do you
That's
think he
true.
will move on in life? I mean, that guilt alone, like, man, I was killing these Christians.
Right. Right.
I was, I hated them. I couldn't stand them. I was killing. Now that he knew that that was wrong, imagine if he refused to
Just
rise
to
above
move
that
on.
past. Imagine the guilt of the number of people he has killed, the number
Right.
of people he has made miserable. He wouldn't have been able to do anything.
Right.
He
That's
was
correct.
saying, "Yeah, I know all of these things that you guys are saying, but see, there is one secret I have. There is one thing I do. There is
Mm,
one reason why I keep moving forward and keep being productive and keep having new ideas, being creative, meeting new people." He says,
mm-hmm.
because I forget. And I love the way he actually says it's in the NIV also when it says
Right.
forgetting. The one I posted, forgetting the past. Why?
The
Because
past.
it's a continuous thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Mm-hmm.
do one day. There was a time I was sharing somewhere and I was sharing about forgiving and forgetting. And they were asking me a question. So I mean people say forgive and forget. I said you can forgive, but don't get it twisted. If you
Right.
forget, you're gonna repeat the same mistake.
Hmm.
Forgetting is like telling yourself, I don't have a scar. Even
Hmm.
if you had that scar, I don't know some of you. When we were younger, that we used to fall down, we have scar on our knees.
Scar on the knees.
You know how
Yeah.
many
On
years
the
ago?
leg.
They're still there. Look at your
Right.
knees. The scars
Right.
are still there, and
Mm-hmm.
they will be there for life.
For life.
You can't forget the scar. In fact,
Mm.
when you look at the scar, it reminds you that be careful. Don't
Mm-hmm.
just walk
Mm-hmm.
anyhow. You might trip. So Paul says, forgetting. So every day there will be things that will come into my life that will make me want to default to my past. That will make
Mm-hmm.
me want to go back to that place of guilt. That will make me want to go back to that place of sorrow, to those mistakes I've made. He said, "Mm-mm."
Mm.
Every day I make a conscious effort to say, I forget. There is
Mm.
something greater ahead of me. There
Right.
is something more beautiful ahead of me. I know who I am. I know I'm a child of God. I know
Mm-hmm.
that He says His plans towards me are plans of good and not of
And not
evil
of
to bring
evil.
me to an expected end. And so I choose. It's
Mm.
always a choice. It
Right.
is always a choice. And let
Mm-hmm.
me say this a lot of people want to make other people's choices for them. Like, want
Hmm.
maybe use the right word, want to control other people. I normally tell
Mm.
people that anybody that's controlling somebody else is not of God. It is not
No.
of God.
No.
And sometimes we even see in spiritual in places of religious organizations that there's
Right.
controlling. God doesn't control us. That's one thing He
Mm-hmm.
has given to us: the power of
Of
choice.
the will to
So
choose.
you
Yes.
must make your choices. So every day you must wake up and tell yourself, I choose today to forget
Right.
my past.
Right. Right.
I choose today to look into the future that God has in stock for me. I
Mm-hmm.
choose today to enjoy today. Because when you don't forget your past, when you don't rise above your past, you will not be able to enjoy today.
Enjoy
You
today.
meet new
Correct.
people that are supposed to, be a blessing to you.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, you just remember, hey, what if he goes and behaves like that silly boyfriend I had?
Like that again.
You will just think somebody's trying to be nice. You say, what does he want? I said, what does he want? He wants something. And this person
Hmm.
doesn't want anything. But that's your past holding you back. That is your past. And we need
Right.
conscious of it and see a lot of people, because of where they are, because of the way they have been taught, might not be able to do this by themselves.
Mm.
So you need somebody to hold your hand.
Yeah.
So
The hand.
let me quickly share this.
Mm-hmm.
Something I shared some time ago about how you can rise above your past.
Thank
So,
you.
and I used the acronym RISE. So I said R is first of all to reconcile with your past, because sometimes we totally live in delusion. We tell ourselves, it didn't
Mm.
really happen. It happened, dude.
Uh-huh.
Tell down. Stop saying the idea thing. I fell down. Yeah. I
Mm.
fell. And actually that was my experience that I was able to coin that out, because for a long time, I was a victim of domestic abuse. And when I
Mm.
came out, I had to sit down and ask a lot of questions, ask myself a lot of questions, discover and find out, okay, where do I go from here? And I told
Mm.
myself, you need to reconcile with your past. I made a mistake. I should
Mm.
have married this person. I married the person. It is a mistake.
Wow.
I reconciled with my past. I agree. I own up.
Mm.
Hands off. So
Mm-hmm.
reconcile with your past, accept it. You made that mistake. Then
Mm.
investigate it.
Okay.
Why did I make this mistake? What happened? Where was I? Who are the
Mm.
people that were around me? What influenced me? How did I get into this? So if it was a business deal, what happened? Did I hear?
Mm-hmm.
Was there a nudging that I ignored, or what
Yes.
happened?
Yeah.
Investigate. Sit down and ask yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Investigate that mistake. Then after that, self-discovery. Start discovering yourself. Sit down and ask yourself, so who are you, Safe? What are the things you like? Maybe that
Mm-hmm.
business you try to do is not you. Maybe it's not your purpose, maybe
Mm.
it's not your passion, maybe it's not your destiny, but you just did it because somebody said, come and do it. Or you just want
Wow.
to do what everybody is doing. So start
Wow.
discovering yourself. Who am I? What do I like doing? What am I
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be doing? And then from there, start building. Start building yourself. From there, start building yourself. And that is very, very, very important for us to build, because a lot of times we don't even know that there is so much in us that we don't know. We think that
Right.
everything that we're supposed to know is all that we are, all
It's
that we know.
all we've gone to
And
school. So out of school, we've known everything.
exactly. There is a lot. So the E there I normally say is environmental assessment. So right,
Hmm.
start with your past, investigate your past, self-discovery, and then environmental assessments. Who are the people around me? Because
Around.
sometimes if you don't change, I had to change physically my location. I had to change my
Ooh.
circle of friends, of relationship. I had to change so
Wow.
many things in my life to help me
Hmm.
move above, rise above my past. And it's not every time that you have to change your location. It depends on what is going on around you.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So it's important for you to assess your environment. Who are the people in my circle? How do these people make me feel about myself? When I go to
Hmm.
them and tell them, in fact, there are some people that, a few years ago, I had to say, okay, I need to actually distance myself from these people, because when I go to them and tell them, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm thinking, they'll be like, are you sure? I don't think it's time for you to do that.
Hmm.
Just sit down first. And then there were these other people that were telling me, Jola, you need to get up. You need to start doing. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. But they would not let me rest. They
Hmm.
were telling me that it's in your past. Forgetting. There's a lot ahead of you. So who are the people around you? Who are the people in your circle? Do you
Hmm.
understand the role of everybody in your life?
In one's
What are
life.
the voices that speak to you? Because this is a matter of the soul. What are the
Right.
voices that speak to you? Do you understand your triggers? It's not every seminar you should go for.
Hmm.
It's not every conference or every master class that is for you.
Hmm.
Because the information you're getting, the things that are coming are entering inside your soul, and
Right.
they would be the ones that will help you to make the decisions that you make.
That you're making. That
So what
is
are you
correct.
listening to? Who are you listening to? And see, sometimes even the people you listen to is timely. There's probably a time you should be listening to somebody.
Hmm.
Another time that you shouldn't listen to that person, you should listen to another person. You
Another.
must understand the times that you are in. You must understand your environment, the
The
people around you.
season.
Let me stop there because of time.
Yes, yes, our time is fast spent. Thank you so much for all that you have shared. It's amazing. Thank you for that. So we have identified why some people are stuck in their past and not moving forward, and that is the reason being they are holding on to the hurt of the past, and that is blinding them to see the way forward. And now you went ahead and gave us the rise, how to then move forward. And then you said that means you reconcile with your past, you investigate, which will lead to self-discovery and your environmental awareness, being able to be aware of what is happening around you. So please, Jola Grace has you have an event coming up. She has told us all of those things, but then you might need to reach out again for further help, right? We are here. She's here. She has an event that is coming up. So, Jala Grace, you want to talk about that a little bit? I'll bring it up right now. Let me
Okay.
see.
So it's actually I think part of talking about rising up from your past is when you rise up from your past, what you're literally doing is you are inventing yourself. So I shared earlier on that, I was a victim of domestic abuse, and I was able to come out of that, and I was able to reinvent myself. Because sometimes, I said you can't just be something in the vacuum. So you want to start doing something, or you don't want to be a particular person again. You want to be another person. So being that somebody else is reinventing yourself. So this program is all about reinventing yourself, reinvent to excel.
Right.
We're going to be sharing, so I've got some of my lovely, lovely buddies that are going to be there, and we're going to be sharing stories, authentic stories. I will be sharing my stories, my pain, my struggles, how I rose above my past, how I've been able to move above my past, I move above my mistakes and the things that has happened to, where I have living a life of confidence and self-esteem. I'll be talking to you about how I was in a state where I wanted to take my own life because I felt my life was
Wow.
not significant. I felt there was
Wow.
nothing to live for. And to where I am now, I've been able to reinvent myself. I've been able to boost my self-confidence. I've been able to boost my self-esteem. Now I'm like flying because
Mm.
I see so much,
Right.
that is in the future that I can't wait to get into. And I know that there is so much in you as well that God has put inside of you. So we're going to be sharing the Reinvent to Excel. And it's starting on the 15th of October to the 17th of October. Now, the 15th of October is a very, very special day for me. It's an anniversary of
Mm.
my rebirth, and I'm going to be sharing that
Wow.
with us at the conference. That's why it's starting on the 15th. And on the
Awesome.
16th, we have these wonderful people that are going to be. And then on the 17th, 17th is a surprise. But I mean, since you said I should let me just start talking about it. But I'm still not going to let all the cat out of
All
the
the
bag.
cats out of the bag. All
On the
right.
17th, we are launching an initiative. You know,
Nice.
like I said, I'm a mental health advocate, and I have a passion for the health and the healing of the soul. And so we're launching an initiative that's going to be offering free coaching and therapy to victims of domestic abuse, and it's
Wow.
going to be online. So we're going to have a platform that if you need counseling, if you need therapy, if you need coaching, just go there, put in your details, and then we will be able to take you through that process from your place of pain, from your place of hurt, to a place where you can come and be all that you were supposed to be, where you can fall in love with yourself, where you can look yourself into the mirror and blow yourself a kiss because you know that you
Mm.
are a masterpiece, you're not a side piece, and you're not a broken piece. So
Right.
I want to encourage you. Now the event is free, is the event is not free, it's 25,000 naira and $69, but it's free till the 13th of October. So if you register before the 13th of October, you get in for free. And see the guest I have on this Sunday.
Ah,
I'm not talking about them yet, but you will know. So
okay.
just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
All
In fact,
right.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like a little girl that is just excited. So the
Ah,
guests we have on the Sunday, they will be at the launch. Hmm. There are two
awesome.
very, very special people in my life, and I
Awesome.
can't wait for you to meet them. I will unveil them as time goes by.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you
So
so
thank you so much for this time. Please follow Jola Grace on IG, on Facebook to see all the wonderful things that she has to offer. And if you need help, please reach out to her, reach out to me. I'll link you up with her. We can work and make sure you get to your great and mighty destiny that God has for you. All right. That's a wrap for us today. Don't forget, you need not get stuck in your past. You need to rise. And the rise means you need to reconcile with your past. You need to investigate what went on, which will get you into the journey of self-discovery and then your environmental awareness. All right, that is it. Till I come your way again next Tuesday. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget, remember to be good. Always remember that generations are tied to your destiny, and what you sow today, they will also reap. So be
Absolutely.
good. Choose to be good. God bless you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.